The Bay of Bengal, a vast expanse of water connecting South Asia to Southeast Asia, has emerged as a focal point of geopolitical rivalry. Long considered India's backyard, the bay is witnessing a dramatic power shift. China's growing assertiveness, particularly its expanding naval presence, has injected a new layer of complexity into the region's strategic calculus. This maritime arena is not merely a body of water, it is a vital artery of global trade. Crucial sea lanes carrying energy supplies and manufactured goods crisscross its waters. The bay's littoral states, home to bustling economies and burgeoning populations, are integral to the global supply chain. The Bay of Bengal's significance extends beyond economics. It is a theatre where military power is projected and strategic influence is contested. The presence of critical choke points, such as the Strait of Malacca, amplifies the region's strategic importance, making it a key terrain in the broader Indo-Pacific chessboard. As China seeks to expand its maritime reach and secure its interests, the Bay of Bengal has become a testing ground for its ambitions. This essay will delve into the dynamics at play in this increasingly contested maritime domain, examining China's submarine strategy, India's response, and the implications for regional stability. China's maritime strategy in the Bay of Bengal is characterized by a subtle yet assertive approach. Central to this strategy is the deployment of submarines, a potent tool for projecting power and intelligence gathering. The depths of the bay provide an ideal environment for submarine operations, allowing China to discreetly monitor regional naval activity and potentially disrupt critical shipping lanes in times of conflict. China's submarine fleet has undergone a rapid modernization and expansion in recent years. The People's Liberation Army Navy, or PLAN, now possesses a formidable underwater force, including nuclear-powered attack submarines and conventionally powered submarines with advanced capabilities. These vessels, equipped with sophisticated sonar and weaponry, pose a credible challenge to regional navies, including India's. The deployment of Chinese submarines in the Bay of Bengal is not merely a symbolic gesture. It is a calculated move aimed at achieving several strategic objectives. Firstly, it allows China to gather valuable intelligence on Indian naval movements and capabilities. Secondly, it enhances China's ability to project power in the Indian Ocean, challenging India's traditional dominance in its own backyard. China's submarine operations are often shrouded in secrecy, adding to the anxieties of regional actors. The lack of transparency surrounding these deployments raises concerns about China's intentions and fuels suspicions about its ultimate goals in the Bay of Bengal. India, acutely aware of the growing submarine threat, has been compelled to respond in kind, leading to an underwater arms race in the region. The Bay of Bengal is not just a body of water. It is a network of strategic waterways that are essential to global trade and energy security. The Malacca Strait, a narrow channel connecting the Indian Ocean to the South China Sea, is a vital choke point through which a significant portion of the world's oil and goods transit. China, heavily reliant on maritime trade, views the Malacca Strait as a potential vulnerability. Its growing economic and military presence in the Bay of Bengal, including the deployment of submarines, is partly motivated by a desire to secure this crucial waterway. By establishing a presence in the bay, China aims to mitigate the risk of disruption to its maritime lifelines. Beyond the Malacca Strait, the Bay of Bengal is home to other strategically important waterways, such as the 6-degree Channel and the 10-degree Channel. These channels serve as maritime highways connecting India to Southeast Asia and beyond. China's growing influence in the region, particularly its expanding economic and security ties with littoral states, raises concerns about its ability to exert control over these vital sea lanes. The strategic geography of the Bay of Bengal necessitates a delicate balance of power. India, as the largest littoral state, has a vested interest in maintaining freedom of navigation and ensuring the security of these vital waterways. However, China's assertive posture and its growing military capabilities pose a direct challenge to India's traditional role as the region's security guarantor. China's strategic ambitions in the Bay of Bengal extend beyond submarine deployments. Recognizing the importance of logistical hubs and access points, China has embarked on a concerted effort to establish a network of ports and infrastructure projects in littoral states. This string of pearls strategy, as it is often referred to, is aimed at securing China's maritime interests and expanding its influence in the region. Sri Lanka, strategically located at the southern tip of India, has become a focal point of China's port diplomacy. The Hambantota port, built and financed by China, has raised concerns in India about its potential use as a dual-use facility that could support Chinese naval operations. Similarly, China's investments in the ports of Kyaukphyu in Myanmar and Chittagong in Bangladesh have raised eyebrows in New Delhi. While China maintains that its port projects are purely commercial in nature, India views them with suspicion. The spectre of China leveraging its economic clout to gain strategic leverage over these countries is a major concern for Indian policymakers. The potential for these ports to be used as staging grounds for Chinese military assets, including submarines, is a nightmare scenario that India is determined to prevent. China's port diplomacy is often accompanied by generous loans and infrastructure investments, which have been criticized as debt trap diplomacy. Critics argue that China deliberately ensnares developing countries in unsustainable debt burdens, allowing it to extract political and economic concessions. The case of Sri Lanka, which was forced to lease the Hambantota port to China for 99 years after struggling to repay its debts, is often cited as a cautionary tale. Section 5. India's Maritime Challenge, a multifaceted threat. India faces a multifaceted security challenge in the Bay of Bengal. The rise of China as a maritime power, coupled with its assertive posture in the region, has compelled India to reassess its strategic calculus and bolster its naval capabilities. The spectre of a two-front war, with China posing a threat in the Indian Ocean and Pakistan in the west, looms large in the minds of Indian defense planners. China's submarine deployments in the Bay of Bengal pose a direct challenge to India's maritime security. The ability of Chinese submarines to operate undetected in the depths of the ocean poses a significant threat to Indian naval assets, including its aircraft carriers and surface combatants. The potential for Chinese submarines to disrupt critical shipping lanes in times of conflict is a major concern for India, which relies heavily on maritime trade. Beyond the submarine threat, India faces a growing challenge from China's expanding surface fleet. The plan has been rapidly modernizing its warships, including destroyers, frigates, and amphibious assault ships. These vessels, armed with advanced missiles and electronic warfare systems, could potentially threaten India's maritime dominance in the Bay of Bengal. Adding to India's woes is the growing nexus between China and Pakistan in the Indian Ocean. Pakistan, which has long sought to contain India's influence, has welcomed China's growing presence in the region. The development of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which includes a deep-sea port at Gwadar in Pakistan, is seen as a strategic game-changer that could further tilt the balance of power in China's favor. India has been steadily enhancing its naval capabilities, recognizing the strategic importance of the Bay of Bengal. The Indian Navy has commissioned new ships, submarines and aircraft, aimed at ensuring maritime security and safeguarding national interests. This naval buildup underscores India's commitment to maintaining a robust presence in the region. Diplomacy plays a crucial role in India's strategy in the Bay of Bengal. Through regional alliances and partnerships, India seeks to foster stability and cooperation. Initiatives like the Indian Ocean Rim Association and the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation highlight India's proactive approach in building strong ties with neighboring countries. The Bay of Bengal stands as a bastion of both cooperation and deterrence. India collaborates with regional and global partners to ensure the security of these waters. Joint naval exercises and coordinated patrols are testament to this cooperative spirit. At the same time, India's enhanced naval capabilities serve as a deterrent to potential threats, ensuring peace and stability in the region. Navigating the complex geopolitical tides, India charts its path with a focus on resilience and adaptability. Balancing traditional alliances with emerging partnerships, India aims to uphold its strategic interests while promoting regional harmony. The Bay of Bengal remains a pivotal arena where India's diplomatic, economic and military efforts converge, shaping the future of this vital maritime region.